Man, you are consciousness in motion. You are awareness, learning itself through form. You are the place where vision becomes movement, where idea becomes structure, where invisible intelligence becomes lived reality. Inside you lives the capacity to sense, to choose, to focus, to organize. Through your attention, worlds take shape. Through your presence, potential becomes direction. Through your steadiness, energy finds form. Your being is not separate from creation. Your being is one of its instruments. When you breathe, life moves. When you perceive, reality arranges. When you focus, coherence forms. And in this living relationship between awareness and form, the archetypal intelligences awaken naturally within you. Lives the magician, the aspect of awareness that senses before things appear. This is a part of you that feels possibility before evidence, the part that recognizes energy before circumstances, the part that perceives patterns, meanings, and openings long before they become visible paths. In this aspect of you, imagination becomes perception, intuition becomes navigation, focus becomes creative force. The magician in you works through presence, through refined attention, through the quiet capacity to hold an idea gently until it organizes itself into experience. You work with energy. You work with focus. You work with ideas. When you stand in this awareness, life begins responding to the direction of your consciousness. You mold the energy of source into matter. Ideas align, synchronicities arise. New structures begin assembling around the state you choose to inhabit. This is creative intelligence moving through you. Within you also lives the sage, the awareness that rests inside understanding. This is the part of you that feels coherence, that senses order beneath movement, that recognizes meaning beneath events. Here, wisdom emerges as clarity. Perception softens into insight. Life becomes meaningful. The sage in you listens to reality as a living language. Emotion becomes information. Experience becomes guidance. Presence becomes knowing. In this state, decisions feel aligned. Perspective widens. Inner stability deepens. Your clarity becomes guidance for others. Your understanding becomes a place where confusion reorganizes. Your groundedness becomes orientation. This is consciousness recognizing itself through you. Within you lives the warrior, the intelligence of movement, direction, and embodied will. This is a part of you that brings coherence into action, that translates awareness into motion, that allows energy to express itself through choice, rhythm, and form. Here, intention becomes behavior. Clarity becomes trajectory. Presence becomes strength. The warrior in you lives in your spine, your breath, your eyes, your step. It expresses as steadiness, as consistency, as devotion, as a choice, as inner alignment that naturally organizes your actions. In this state, movement feels clean, boundaries feel clear, decisions feel embodied. Your life begins reflecting the inner order you carry. Your environment arranges around your direction. Your actions carry the quiet authority of coherence. This is consciousness shaping experience through you. Within you lives the king, the awareness that holds space. This is the aspect of you that provides structure for life to unfold, that stabilizes energies, that creates inner environment where possibilities become real, where potentiality flourish. Here, leadership becomes presence, power becomes coherence. The king in you lives as emotional steadiness, as the capacity to remain open while holding depth for yourself and for others, for holding as importance everything that is worth living for. Real authenticity, love, interests, joy, curiosity, playfulness. In your honorable attention and focus, life can bloom. When you embody the king archetype, others feel safe to be real. Life feels organized to grow in your presence. Source energy finds a place to expand. Your presence becomes a ground where creativity flourishes. Your awareness becomes a container where relationships deepen. Your stability becomes an invitation for life to express its richness. This is consciousness hosting creation through you. When these intelligences move together inside you, vision gains structure. Understanding gains embodiment. Movement gains meaning. Presence gains warmth. You experience yourself as a living center of organization, a point where awareness, energy, and form cooperate. Your whole system softens into presence and stability. Your perception opens to clarity, to resonance with source energy. Your actions support coherence of life. Your life feels collaborative. Every creation feels relational. Reality feels responsive. You begin sensing how deeply life participates with your state. Man, you are not walking inside reality. Reality is moving through you, through your attention, through your presence, through your focus. Your attention chooses and organizes it. Your presence welcomes it into form. Your focus shapes the energy of Source in its pathways, where you start living inwardly, when you start nurturing something that you cannot see but you definitely can feel. The Source expresses through you. As your inner coherence deepens, your outer world simplifies. As your presence stabilizes, circumstances align. As your identity clarifies, experience reshapes. You feel yourself as a bridge between essence and expression, between awareness and action, between the invisible and the lived. Your influence doesn't move only through what you build. It moves through the states you choose to inhabit, through the presence you bring, through the container that you provide for the energy to move through you, through the coherence you stabilize. You shape world before words. You organize relationships before plans. You influence outcomes before effort. Your clarity organizes this reality. This is a legacy of conscious masculinity, presence that strengthens life, awareness that elevates experience, coherence that invites love, life, laughter, growth. Man, you are a living doorway through which intelligence enters form. Your consciousness is important. Your presence is creative. Your alignment transforms. As you stand here, being aware of the power of your mind, of your focus,